Welcome to the Two Wealth Show, a show that shares how you can create real wealth for you and your family. I'm one of your hosts, Justin Bogard, and my co-host is Elizabeth Sickles, aka Super E. I am a real estate note investor, specializing in performing residential real estate debt. I find the deals, acquire them for my own portfolio, as well as educate investors while walking them through the process of owning a real estate note. My co-host Super E, a real estate investor, specializing in short-term rentals and the management of them. She connects investors with short-term tenants and manages everything in between. Our show is sponsored by BrightPath Notes and Elizabeth Maora. You can find out more information by visiting our websites at brightpathnotes.com and elizabethmaora.com. Hello, our viewing and listening audience. This is episode number 18 of the Two Wealth Show, and I am Justin Bogard with BrightPath Notes, and then my beautiful co-host is...
Elizabeth with Elizabeth Maora.
Yeah, you got it. Right. I like how we both got our swag on today. Look at that.
That's right.
Both branding at the same time. I
also, just for our listeners, I have my website actually embroidered on the back of my shirts also.
Oh, you do?
I do, absolutely.
So is it like a big, let's see it. Can you turn around and see it without knocking your headphones off?
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. Right there at the, where the,
at the top,
half semicircle shape is on the back of your collared shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you're in, I have one jacket that is I have two sports jackets that are also embroidered with my email address.
That's perfect. I didn't even think of that when I did mine. Now I'm going to use that to my advantage.
And which is what we're talking about today, and want to cue our audience in on our ways to monetize of what we've learned, right, Justin?
That's right. Yeah, Elizabeth and I haven't been entrepreneurs for too long, but we've been in business long enough to know about marketing and different revenue streams is what I'm trying to say as well. And in that, Elizabeth and I both have very acute knowledge in specifically what we do in real estate. I'm in real estate notes, and she is in real estate short-term rentals. And so with that knowledge that we have, not only can we do the real estate investing, but we can also pass down knowledge to someone as well. And we both have figured out that that's another way for us to monetize for our business, to have another revenue stream coming in. So Elizabeth has Elizabeth Maora University that she has mentioned before in the past. And so let's just kind of talk about EM University real quick.
So it's 3 different packages. It's all online, and it's for those that either want to self-manage, or if you are looking to start your own property management company in the short-term rentals. So we go through everything, and it's great because it's at your own pace.
Right.
And depending on the package you buy, you get the contracts that I have and a lot of very important, very useful paperwork, as well as coaching calls with me, not with one of my teammates. So I'm very big on, that as well.
That's awesome. So it's kind of like almost like a mentorship program, if you will, to where you have Elizabeth you can lean on, who is very experienced in real estate and especially the short-term rental space to manage properties, and then she owns some of her own as well. So that's what I look for too in anytime I'm getting education in something, Elizabeth, I'm always looking for the person that's actually doing the business as well, not just someone that says, well, I did it 20 years ago and this is what we did, so here's your binder and this applies now, right? And not necessarily does it really apply now. Their skill sets that they teach you, or their what was strong back in the 1980s as far as marketing and stuff, may not necessarily work today in the same manner. But
even
there are some groundwork. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, even 3 years ago. No, you're right. So yeah, I like the way you do that. So you have 3 different packages, and I'm sure it's, price point obviously is going to change as well. And so is there a website people can go to get more information on that training or the pricing for your training as well?
Absolutely. If they just go to our website, which is Elizabeth Maora which is Maora.com. We have a whole tab for Elizabeth Maora University.
That's fantastic. Okay, Elizabeth. So I have a training course as well, and it is called Constant Cash Flow. This is going to kind of lay the groundwork for real estate note investing, and we're going to learn things like really why invest in notes, right? Real estate backed mortgages and land contracts and things like that. Kind of what are they and the iterations of them? We have many different types of notes out there, and we want to talk about specifically, the commercial and residential real estate backed notes, and then really, Elizabeth, how to invest in notes as well, as far as performing, non-performing. If you do what's called seller financing, you're going to learn all these terms and the nomenclature of the business, if you will, and then also using your retirement account as well. Because when I first got in the business, we found out quickly that the performing loan world was really built for the self-directed retirement account. Although you can do it with other monies as well. It's great when it's interest free, when the interest you get is tax free over a long period of time, and it's just constant cash flow coming in, which is why we named it Constant Cash Flow. So we have a 25 plus video series. Again, the course is called Constant Cash Flow, and you can go to our website, brightpathnotes.com, to find out more information about it and to sign up for it. And for a limited time right now, since we just introduced the course, Elizabeth, we're offering a $300 off coupon if you sign up today. You sign up now, very soon. There's a limited time offer, so we're offering it with the discount about $397 is what it comes out to be. This is going to lay the groundwork, like I said, for your note investing knowledge. We are going to have add-on a subscription model to it to advance further your education into this real estate note space. It's going to include probably some special webinars, live webinars, and we're also going to add some case studies as well to the training, the initial training as well, so people can see kind of like a real live case study of what's going on. So me and a couple of my friends got together and said, you know what, we need to put these thoughts down and put them in a video so that other folks can benefit from our knowledge. And what I wish I would have learned first in the note space, instead of A, I was already at E, in the alphabet. I missed A, B, C, D, and I had to go back and kind of figure it out. So we're going to make sure you start with A and get all the way to Z, and then you're going to have a very strong foundational base knowledge of note investing. And then, Elizabeth, you're going to choose kind of what you want to do with that knowledge from there, whether you still do what I call stick and brick real estate, and you can use notes as part of your buying strategy or part of your selling strategy, or you can have your own note business, kind of like myself as well, and we'll show you and teach you how to do that. And then you can also just selfishly use it for your retirement account and just building your family's wealth as well. So that, again, it's constant cash flow, and you can go to our website, brightpathnotes.com, to find out more information.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. We've already got a couple people have gone through the course already, and we got very positive results from it. So we look forward to helping others out as well.
And Justin is no stranger to teaching. He has a meetup/Syria subgroup. So Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association subgroup that he teaches every month. So, and you've been on stage several times all over the U.S. Yeah. So definitely a great teacher.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So
different revenue streams for your business and any business that you have, it's definitely nice to have, especially when it becomes more passive. I'm going to speak from my side, and Elizabeth, I'm sure it probably was similar to you, but putting all the work up front and running a training course is obviously crucial, because after you get to the point to where you can start to sell something, it can be ongoing revenue for you as well. And it could be revenue for a long time, almost perpetuity.
Which is what we want.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's twofold for me, Elizabeth. I give away a lot of free knowledge to people, which I totally don't mind, because I want to pay forward what folks did for me when I was kind of growing up in real estate investing and learning from a lot of great mentors that gave great advice and asked nothing in return. And then I also want to set something up that's more structured and more a business appropriate to, obviously to accrue cash flow or money on as well. And so building this training course, obviously you learn a lot about building a training course or building a program, or to set up an educational platform for somebody to learn from, because you don't just put it together quickly, right? You have to have thought about it. You have to think it through. You have to understand from the point of view of how people learn, right? Some people are visual, some people learn by just, absorbing it and doing it themselves. Some people learn just by hearing it and they can imagine it and then they can put their thoughts down and make it happen. So what was your experience like building your training course?
It's a lot of time, that's for
Yeah.
sure, and an immense amount of time. And one of the things too is there's so many components to, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. So you really want to be thorough because you want to let people know, these are things you need to do. And also allowing people to know things that you don't want to you should not be doing, and you shouldn't do. So that list is, it's very long. And then actually recording the sessions, it takes an enormous amount of time. And then you're organizing and even keeping the website up to date and running different specials here and there, is all really crucial, I think, to having any type of a training program and refreshing it. We're getting ready in 2 weeks to record some additional modules, as well. Now we're in a post-COVID for short-term rentals. Things have changed, for sure. So now that we're finally beyond that, we can go back and do some really in-depth, really great modules for this.
You brought up earlier about we talked about some people in any business that they're educating. We'll talk about real estate investing. If they used to do the business 15, 20 years ago, and they're not doing the business right now, that may not be the best person to get your advice or education or mentorship from, because if they're not doing it in today's time and today's market with today's economy, they might not know the best things to do in the situations for today. So the difference between those educators and educators like Elizabeth and myself, we're actually in the business doing this every day, so we can apply real-time knowledge and real-time experiences for you to know that the do's and don'ts, right? Like you were just alluding to about EM University. So you explain things that you should be focused on and things that you don't have to focus on as much, to get you to weed you through and comb through all the information that's coming to you at once. Because believe me, we understand it's like drinking through a fire hose when you go through some of this training. And we want to build you on a foundational level and then grow you into a path that you want to grow. I'm sure in a short-term rental space, there's probably different avenues you can go down and specialize in one thing or another, as opposed to doing everything. I know most people want to do everything, but maybe you ought to focus on specializing in one thing.
Absolutely. It's kind of like with me, I have the short-term rental business, and we're very we're one-stop shopping, right? We do everything from running the renovations, all the furnishing, everything with it. And then I also have the cleaning business, which is completely separate but very integrated. And anytime you take your eyes off of, you know, like the true property management and putting it on cleaning, even though it's very integral. Obviously, I mean, whenever a guest opens the door, it's the first thing they see is how clean a property is or how not clean a property is. But um, it's really an interesting type of, you know, business, so to speak. Whenever you've got to be focused on two different businesses, but again, are so intertwined.
Absolutely. So Elizabeth, I know we're getting short on time today, and we're going to cut this episode a little bit short, because we wanted to get the point across of our educational companies, how we have these educational training businesses now, and also kind of show people kind of uh, be thinking of other ways that you can monetize on your knowledge or your expertise, not only what you can do in real estate or whatever business you have. If you make widgets, right? Obviously you're good at that, but what if you can teach somebody how to run a widget business, right? Or to sell widgets? That's another way you can monetize. So learning how to expand upon what you know and then monetize on it is another way to generate more streams of revenue for yourself as well.
One of the other things, there's a saying, I should have brought it up, but basically when you know how much you're worth, you won't give so many discounts. And while there's always a reason to discount here and there for holidays and things like that, but one of the things I just want to share this with all of our listeners. I do short-term rental analysis, and normally there's a fee for it. If you're an existing client, there's no fee for it, and it really helps weed people out. So I had done one for a potential client. We're supposed to He's rehabbing the property on his own, and then he asked me for analysis on another property, and I said, hey, the first one was done in good faith. I'm happy to do a second one for you. We'll just need to sign the management contract first. And I haven't heard from him. So there's always ways also, especially I think as you're more confident, you're more established in what you're doing, and when you're the expert, you're the expert. So don't let people take advantage. And I give away a lot of free information, just like what Justin said. I'm all about that. I'm all about paying it forward. But these things take me a lot of time to do. They're very specialized. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
There's a nice way to say no and a nice way to say, hey, sign this.
Right. And also free advice may not necessarily be free in the future. It may cost you money as well.
Exactly. But
so,
always lots of opportunities for a revenue stream in a business, whether you're brand new or especially if you're a little bit more established. People will pay.
Absolutely. They will. If they want it bad enough, they will pay what you give as the value of what they're trying to buy. So, and like in consulting as well, I'm sure you do some consulting work as well, Elizabeth, and there's a value on that. And you say, my time is worth this much an hour, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and I'll be sharing my experiences with you and be very transparent. But that comes at a price, just like what attorneys do. They have to charge an hourly rate because you're getting very specific advice from them based on the countless hours and material they've had to read to research that specific law or learn about that type of law, or business law or real estate law or whatever. So there is value add to that, and you're basically having a shortcut, right? You're not having to go through all that education. You're just getting it in that window of time that you allow, and you have to pay for it. So what's a couple $100 for an hour of a specialist's time to get the exact experience that they had for the situation that you're describing that you need help with?
That's right.
Awesome. All right. Don't forget to check out the video version of this episode number 18, on the BrightPath Notes YouTube channel, or Elizabeth Maora's YouTube channel as well. And I am Justin Bogard with BrightPath Notes.
And I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Maora.
All right. Until next time, guys. See ya.
Thanks, everybody.
The Two Wealth Show is produced by Justin Bogard and Super E, sponsored by BrightPath Notes and Elizabeth Maora. Thanks for listening and watching for our show.